Time to visit for a few minutes with one of my all-time favorites in this market, Bob Fitzgerald. You know him, you love him. And hey, Bob, hey, speaking of the Warriors, fresh off last night's performance, in the words of Don Rickles, it's over, isn't it? It's over.
I think 2-1, it's never over, Vern. So, let's see Monday night. Let's make it 3-1 heading back to Memphis and then worry about it. But when you start to see these NBA playoffs, I sure Phoenix thought it was over when it was 2-0. Now it's 2-2. Boston and Milwaukee going back and forth, Miami, Philly. These teams are so evenly matched in the NBA this year. I think any of the 8 could win the championship. So for the Warriors, love that they shot the ball the way they did. They look like themselves, but 2-1 is still only 2-1. They got to grab 2 more wins.
Here's my rebuttal. Ja Morant.
The thing about that is when Ja Morant didn't play for Memphis, they were 20-5. So, which was incredible and really speaks to why the Grizzlies had 56 wins. So without Ja Morant, they played phenomenal basketball this year. And if he's out for one game or more or whatever, I still think the Grizzlies become a more defensive team. They're a large, active, athletic team, and they present a lot of problems. So the Warriors have to shoot the ball. When they shoot the ball like we saw last night, that's the Dubs basketball. When they're 7 of 38 on threes and the game's around 100 instead of 110, 120, then that favors the Grizzlies.
What does it say about a team that seems to run through some bumps, Gary Payton II, and then they just go, hey, Jonathan Kuminga, come on in here. We'll just insert you in the starting lineup, and then you just move on from there?
Well, the depth of this team is just incredible. And you think about having the Hall of Famers, all right? So Steph, Clay, Draymond, those are Hall of Fame guys. Iguodala's been banged up. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. But then what does Bob Myers do in the offseason? You end up getting GP2, who unfortunately is hurt. But then there's Otto Porter Jr. There's Bielitsa. Then you draft guys like Kuminga and Moses Moody. And don't forget, James Wiseman has missed the whole year. So the depth of this team and the rise to stardom of Jordan Poole, that's been the key. Because when you start with 3 Hall of Famers, you just need to add a little bit and you become a good team. So I love where the Warriors are positioned now. I love them in the future. And it's the chance of the old heads and the youngsters kind of coming together to revive Dynasty Part 2. I mean, that's never been done in NBA history. So it's an exciting beginning step of this journey.
One thing on Jordan Poole, Bob, I get stopped at 7-Eleven, gas station, Safeway, or whatever, and they go, boy, it's Jordan Poole. I didn't see this coming, the way he plays, because it wasn't too long ago he was in the G League, learning how to be a professional.
One thing we have, and on Mother's Day, moms do this with all of us, patience, Vern, patience. We're in this fast food society. Patience. Jordan Poole only played 2 years of college ball. He came in as a 20-year-old. He's all of a 22-year-old right now, basically the same age as Ja Morant. This is year 3. Give a guy a little chance to marinate. And with his work ethic and the work that he's put in and the development that the coaching staff has done, he's on an incredible rise in year 3. But that's the thing. You got to have a little patience and let things come together and let guys breathe a little bit. Think all the snap judgments on Andrew Wiggins in Minnesota. He comes here. Wiggins has been incredible for the Warriors. So sometimes it's just being a little patient, watching the work ethic of guys, trusting in how they fit in a certain environment, and then watching them play their best basketball.
All right, we'll get out of here with this one, Bob. For a man who at the beginning of this interview said 2-1, not really over, what is your expectation for this particular Western Conference semis?
Well, I think the Warriors are going to win this series. I thought that from the beginning, and I think it's kind of got to be Phoenix Warriors, although Dallas is making that a little different. The Warriors have been solid defensively in all the games of this series. So the games become close when the Warriors offense turns the ball over or they're missing just a huge amount of threes. If the Warriors can just cut down the turnovers a little bit and set it 14.5, they had 3 in the second half. How about a game with 7 or 8 or only 10 turnovers, and then they shoot like they normally do from 3? Then they'll be in good shape. Get that game tomorrow and go back to Memphis up 3-1.
All right, man. Truer words never spoken. Great insights from Bob Fitzgerald joining us right here on Game Day. Hey, my man, thanks so much, and we'll see you down the road. I may see you as early as tomorrow.
Hey, Vern, anytime you or Dennis need me, you know the number.